One day I'm gonna learn to turn off fans around me before I film, but I just filmed this intro twice before and I'm doing it a third time now because when I went to edit it, it was just a fan making all this noise. But hi, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to do a quick intro for this video because this is the first video in my vlog style series of my moving vlogs. And this one is my old studio tour, giving you a tour of my previous studio in the old house where we used to live and no longer live. As I'm sure you can tell, I'm still in the midst of moving. You can see boxes and mess and everything around me, but it is coming along slowly but surely. I have been filming a bit during this whole process. Should have a couple of vlogs. I'm doing this one, which is the studio tour. I'll be doing a general vlog type, update type vlog. Maybe two? I can't remember. I've been filming. It's been a mess. It's been a wild ride. And then I'll also be doing a video for the final, no, two videos, a vlog style setup new studio type video, and then a final studio tour of the new studio / craft room. You can see sneak peeks of the crafty things that are happening over here. I'm in here working a little bit today, so, but yes, this is the first one. It is my old studio. It looks so light and bright in this footage, but we're no longer there. And I have a lot more space here, so I guess I'm just sacrificing light for space, but it'll still be good, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, welcome to the channel today. Today I'm going to do a little studio tour. This is my current studio, which is about to be my past studio, and I'm filming this because I want to document this studio for not only you, but also for me before we move. Because I will, of course, have a whole new studio once we move to where we're going. So this is just a little pan around the room. So you can kind of see what we're working with. And it is, oh, there's me in that mirror. It is not a huge room, but not a small, teeny little room either. It's not like an 8x10 room. It's like a maybe 11x13 room, I think, maybe. And it's got one window on this wall and then two big, nice, beautiful, huge windows on this side. So there's a ton of light in here. And this is one of our guest bedrooms. And all of those windows are why I chose it for my studio. So this is the door into the studio, which is where I was just standing. And on it is my hanging that I got at a Renaissance fair. The one that we have up here I'm in South Carolina, but it's in North Carolina and we go every year. Just north of Charlotte. And then we're gonna start over on this side, and then I'm going to go over to the closet, because how the studio looks now is a little pared down from how it normally looks. Please ignore the full trash can. It's small, it gets full very fast. But since we're moving, we're selling our house, we're having to show the house, I had to pack up a lot of things away, put them away, clean it up. So there's not as much out and about as there normally would be. But we're gonna tour it today anyway. So this is just to the left of the door. As you're walking in, it's to your left. And I have a mirror and a cross stitch that I did hanging up. The cross stitch is by Satsuma Street on Etsy. And this mirror actually came with our house, and it is so cute. And then we have my little bookshelf, which is, it used to have a bunch of books on it, but now it just has a bunch of cute things on it. So it's got a wax melter, a tiny, let's see if I can fix this glare, a little miniature painting that I did, and then an art print by, there we go, a Hufflepuff art print from Taryn. I can't remember her last name. She's Taryn Draws on Etsy. I'm not on Etsy, on Instagram. And then I have a couple of spell candles. I love these candles so much. They are made by a girl local to me here where I live now, in around Columbia, South Carolina. She's in Columbia. I'm just outside of Columbia. But I met her in person at an event and was blown away by her candles. But they smell so good. They're soy wax. They're supposed to be lit with intention, and they help to manifest certain things, like Get Lucky is a spell candle poured for good fortune. This one is my newest one. It is Midsummer Moon, and it is poured for gratitude and abundance, and is also to celebrate the summer solstice. But this one is brand new, so you can see what the top looks like. Each one is different, but they're, oh my goodness, so beautiful. Those are real plants. And oh, that smells so good. And next shelf, I just have a giant Christmas mug full of pins, a little tiny ink drawing of Gambit from X-Men. That's by Ming Doyle. I have my blocker pins, a miscellaneous little bowl with some Q-tips in it, and my sunglasses, my newest pair of sunglasses by my friend Kyle, who is Bobo by Kyle on Instagram. And then on this shelf, we have some sugar and cream cotton in like some variegated yellow and white colorway, a crystal, a quartz, a bowl with my stitch markers in it, and a random razor blade, but I'll get rid of that. I don't know why it's in there. And all of my embroidery floss. It's all my embroidery floss. I have a ton of it. And then the bottom shelf just has my normal filming camera. I'm filming on my phone today. Some puppy wipes, some fixatives, and my box that I store my prints in to sell at my shop. Okay, now we go over to this corner and we have my rocking chair where I sit. I try to do my 30 minutes in the morning of knitting in that chair. My paper cutter and some miscellaneous documents. I had a friend build this table for me and it is so beautiful. It's solid pine. I can't remember if the whole thing is solid pine or if just the top and shelf are pine and the legs are made of a different wood. I can't remember. My silhouette cutter, some cutting mats, my scale, and this is our guest book from our wedding when me and my husband got married. We had people sign these little hearts, and then I folded them in half and glued just one half down so that they gave this really like cool textured look. A couple of them are empty because we didn't have enough people to fill all the hearts, but I think it's really cute. Whew, talking a lot. All right, this bag here is a bag from my husband's work, just a giant tote, but I have my blanket in it, my mosaic blanket in it with, you know, all of the miscellaneous findings that I need for it in there. And that's what I try to do my 30 minutes in the morning on. And then we go over to here, which is my desk area with a real full trash can. That tackle box there is actually full of art supplies, so I won't go through it, but that's what that is. And the shelving unit here has a few things on it. It has some washi tapes on these washi tape dispensers. These are all made by other people. These are made by me, these three. This one is purchased. Then I have my standard tomato and pepper pin cushion and just a decorative ceramic lemon, a small doily that I made. It's not the greatest one, but I also never blocked it, so there you go. All right, here is my desperately in need of a clean. My mossball pet, or my Marimo ball, and he needs his water cleaned and refreshed. And this is it was Kona coffee. I drank it all, and now it has my little pencil nubbins stored in it when I finish up a pencil. This little container here has all these little drawers in it that are super convenient. It just has a bunch of miscellaneous tiny things in. Like I have jewelry findings, I have alligator clips, I have little like tabs, and some hot, all my hot glue sticks, stuff like that. And then this one has, I won't go through this drawer. I do have a couple of random things like a tape measure in there and some command hooks, but the rest is like folders of documents, so I'm not going to go through that one. But these two bottom drawers are all yarn. My top drawer here has, it had mostly all of my yarn for my Weidlinger sweater, but I've been adding some new yarns to it as I've been using those up. And so I have some long dog yarns. I think they're all long dog yarn. Yeah. In there. And my yarn stash is spread out through these two containers, drawer unit system things, but I'm getting rid of both of these when we move, and so I'm going to have to find a new way to store my yarn, and I have some ideas already, but you'll get that in upcoming videos when I shop and set up my new studio/craft room. And this bottom drawer here has more yarn. It has a bunch of miscellaneous things. This bag is actually full of buttons, and then I have like partial skeins. I had frogged a bunch of this and stuck it in there. Some full skeins of like these two hedgehog fibers that I had picked out for a shawl. I'm actually gonna stick those in there. And, leftovers from a sweater I knit. Just a bunch of stuff, some random Peary. And yeah, lots of this bamboo cotton because I really like it. I have a couple of plans for that. I'm about to do a test knit, I think, with that. Oh, let's put this back in here. Yeah, so that's what's in that one. And then up here is my desk, and I am working from home right now. So this is normal desk stuff, like for whatever I use a computer for, but also for like my desk job right now. I'm also doing that here. And on my desk, I have just like, my coffee. And this storage container thing, I have, office supplies. I have markers. I have various inks. This one has some more inks in it. This drawer, I think, is just a junk drawer. Yeah, just a junk drawer. And then on top, I have a couple of tapestry needles, a cup of pencils, a cup of knives, an original painting of a camel, an original painting that my brother did, and I have some reference stuff hung up here. My computer, and here at my computer, I keep my socks that I'm currently working on. I am so close to finishing these. I think I'm over halfway down the foot, and then I just have to do the toe. I'm very excited for those to be done. And then I have my file thing that I keep important papers and stuff in. I currently have a pair of earrings hung on there because I wore them yesterday, and instead of carrying them to my jewelry armoire, I just hung them there. And my tablet pen, some stitch markers, and my camera battery, my scanner, my list of things to do today, and drawers. And then there's these drawers in this desk. This desk is also not going with us, so I won't have it when we move. I move some stuff out of the way. There's some miscellaneous papers, but under all of this is all paint. Yeah, it's pretty much all paint. All of these are like paint palettes. And then a calculator and a checkbook, you know, the usual. And then in this drawer, we have notepads, stamps, stickers, more stickers, washi tape, some miscellaneous office supplies. Yeah. Down there, I have a couple of clipboards just hanging out. And then on this thing, I have my printer with some junk on it. I got some stuff in the mail yesterday. These are masks that I ordered from my mother, so she's gonna come pick those up. And these top two drawers have yarn in them. This is, well, this whole drawer here is the shelter in Storm Cloud for my pitch coat. And then it wouldn't all fit in that drawer, so there's some here too. And then my stash of Brooklyn Tweed yarns. I'm actually gonna take these two extra Peeries from this other drawer and put them in there now that there's room, because I took two out to start another project. I'll show you that in a second. Yeah. And this drawer here is just tools and stuff for my printer. It's got a microphone, it's got a drill, and then all of my ink refill stuff for my printer. And this is all crochet floss and ribbon. It's got a couple of like little extra balls of yarn in here because it was the only place that really had room for it. But I have lots of like, this is giant grosgrain ribbon. That's a stack of ribbon back there, and the rest is all crochet thread. I did a huge purge of crochet thread, but that's all I kept. And then we're gonna skip this drawer for a second and go to this drawer, which is my last yarn drawer. And it has some miscellaneous little balls of yarn and this giant white, some extras, a bunch of this Drops Paris yarn. And then I also have my knitting roll, or knit and crochet roll, my interchangeable set. I need to put this one back in it, and an extra cord. But let me show you this real quick. I actually made this myself. I've been knitting and crocheting since middle school maybe. But when I was in college, I got really into it again and made myself this. And it is a roll to hold all of my supplies. And I don't have a sewing machine. I never have had a sewing machine. I sewed all of this by hand. These little stitches, hemmed everything. And I not only sewed it by hand, but I also didn't use a pattern. And this was like, there's like extra room in here for fat stuff. It has almost like a gusset. And a tall one, got like a Tunisian crochet hook. This unbuttons so that I can put fat stuff in there and it won't come out. And yeah, that's what I got. I just completely made it up and I did it. And I love it. I use this thing all the time. It's so convenient. I was gonna put a tie on it when I first made it, but I got lazy and didn't. So now I just use a hairband. Not very fancy, but whatever. All right, next thing is my drafting table. It's usually kind of a mess, but oh wait, no, I didn't go through this drawer. Hold on. It's got my ball winder. It's got a embroidery piece that I was working on, extra embroidery hoop, some floss that I need to organize. These are patterns and some tape and stuff. Just the junk drawer. Now to the drafting table. I put it in front of these giant windows because I needed the light. And it's got this thing here is a webcam for streaming because I do live streams sometimes on Twitch. Art live streams. And then a lamp. This cup back here with the plant in it. That is definitely a fake plant. It is used for pictures on Instagram and it's full of fine liner pens. This is my travel pencil case, one of my zines, and a sketchbook. This is the new project I'm going to be casting on. It is a paid for pattern, so I'm not going to show you too much of it. but it's got the bag sitting on top of it with all my needles and yarn that I'll need. I'm using a couple of Brooklyn tweed yarns. And I swatched this morning. I did a sad swatch this morning, but it was enough to tell me what I needed to know, so that's fine. I have a paint tray with some tubes of paint, my pencil sharpeners, and a couple of paint palettes. This is my main palette, and this is my new beam palette, so I keep it out because it's beautiful. My trash bucket, and my new sock yarn. That'll be my next pair of socks that I cast on when I'm done with those. My water cups, my brush cup, pin cup, and brush, pin, scissor, tall needle cup. Palettes, and a hand knitted washcloth that I use to put under my paper towels when I paint. It's my tripod, and that's my Swift. It's kind of stuck back there where no one can see them, because you can't see them unless you step way over there. And then there's my bookcase. My bookcase has junk on the bottom. It's got my pin collection, some yarn that I frogged a pair of socks and balled up the yarn so I can remake them in a different size. Another spell candle, my paper towels, my Bryce shawl that is currently on hold, and these 2 bags are all of my Copic markers. And then here on the shelf, I have a picture of my pup, Lucy, who was one of my childhood dogs. She's no longer with us. I have my posy. I have a yarn bowl with some random yarn in it. And then these are all notebooks, a planner, and a tiny cutting mat. These are all sketchbooks, including this one. This is a deer skull that I found in the forest in college, and I did clean it very well. And this is stock. These are all stickers and pins for my Etsy shop, and that's my pin display for shows. These I won't show you. Those are my gallstones from when I had my gallbladder removed. I have 1 award and a nameplate on top from school. And then up here I have pencil cases with pencils in them. I think one actually has pins, like gel pins and cutesy, not very artsy pins. And then one has like colored pencils in it. That's an original piece of art by Evie Mae Adams. I love her work. Miscellaneous container with a bunch of crap in it. Another sketchbook, some ink, gouache, fine liners, bunch of crap, an extra phone case, and my Oracle deck by Pam Wishbow. She is amazing. She also did these 2 prints that I have hanging on my wall. They gave me feelings, so I bought them. And then here, where you can see me, I am not dressed today. I mean, I'm wearing clothes, but I'm not looking cute. I had made 2 of these for our wedding in 2015. I worked at a sign shop and I was able to make stuff like this. So I did, and it's a piece of mirror acrylic glued on top of a piece of white PVC with a couple of picture hanger thingies and hung up with a tulle ribbon. And then down here, I have a Newt Scamander print by Sibylline Manet. I probably butchered pronouncing her name, but she is an illustrator that I love. And then this is my handmade paper storage with all of my paper in it, stored flat. And that's everything out in the studio right now. It's not a ton, but let me show you. In the closet, up there I just have like a box for my silhouette cutter so I can transport it when we move, some bags, and some shipping supplies. And then down here, all of this, if you can imagine, all of this stuff was out in my studio before. This box here is pretty much full. I have a couple things sitting on top of other things, but this box was full of like packing supplies and some miscellaneous like cross-stitch fabric and cross-stitch patterns and stuff. It's just all a mess. Back here, I have a bunch of art, all of the art that we're keeping by other people for us to display in our new place. And then this box is actually knits. This is my finished Traveler's Loop, my what's it called, Pineberry tee that I'm still putting together, and then my Daybreak sweater tee that I need to frog and redo. Some paper, my old portfolio. This is all art stuff. A couple of unicorn bookends. Inventory. Most of this is inventory. This entire container down here is all paper. The entire container is just full of paper. And then this box has playing cards. I mostly see playing cards, but I know there's more stuff in the other side. Like there's a stuffed unicorn and junk. A lot of these boxes are empty to be filled. And then there's more paper. So yeah, ton of stuff in the closet, but I got rid of so much. I think I got rid of at least 4 trash bags of trash, not including all the stuff I just took out to the garage for donate/sell. But there's more stuff coming every day, you know, because we're home all the time, and that means shopping on the internet. So I've been accumulating more yarn and such, hence this still sitting out from when I opened it yesterday. I opened it yesterday and I loved it and was so excited. I just wanted to set it out so I could just keep looking at it. But that's everything. That's this studio. I'm gonna miss it. It was a good one. I spent lots of time in here. I'm gonna miss the light in here especially. But on to bigger and better things, I guess. Definitely bigger. I didn't even go over what was on this wall. Hold on. I have my 3 rulers. I have a 12, 18, and 24-inch ruler. I have my Mancala, and then I have my sock blockers from, I don't know how to pronounce their name, but they're a sock blocker maker from Poland. And I have my size medium sock blockers, which are dandelions, and my size large sock blockers, which are sheep. There, now that's everything. But yes, as I was saying, my new studio is going to be much larger. It's going to be, what did I say this room was, 11 by 13? I think my new studio is going to be like 13 by 15. And that's only one room. It's actually going to be 2 rooms. It has a second room off the back, and both of those are going to be my whole studio. So it'll be quite an upgrade, and I'm going to be upgrading my storage and stuff too. So hopefully I can make it aesthetic. Thank you all so much for joining me today. It's bittersweet doing this tour because I know it's kind of my way of saying goodbye to it. But on to new adventures, and I'll see y'all in the next video.